This video is going to be a little bit different from the normal stuff on my... So that here's my first lesson for unboxing. I haven't brought anything with which to unbox it. As long as the background replacement thing doesn't screw me over, which it probably, of course it does. This is merely a little bit more of a glimpse into who I am as a gamer and a collector of all things geek. It's just going to be you, me, the camera, and what I have in front of me. I really like when I find a game that really captures my imagination to get involved and go that one step further into the game lore, immersing myself in something, and that has led to what other people would probably call an unhealthy obsession, what I would just call a healthy occupation with collector's editions stuff. From things like the collector's edition of Starfield through to things like the Diablo 4 collector's edition, you know, the one that didn't come with the game. That's probably where the unhealthy obsession accusation bit comes from, but I really do like that, and that leads me on to this. One of my favourite games of all time is Cyberpunk 2077, and I have managed up until now, apart from one display that I got for Christmas, thanks sis, I don't have any of the other stuff, and that leads me on to this. I have been sat on this for over 24 hours now, because I just wasn't able to get the time to set all of this up. I'm not going to lie, I am kind of itching to get into this, so that's what we're going to do now. I will do my level best not to dox myself in a video. So this is what it is. It's the collector's edition of the World of Cyberpunk. Now, there was an edition up from this because I was so late to the Cyberpunk 2077 party, like 4 years after its initial release, it has long sold out. So that here's my first lesson for unboxing. I haven't brought anything with which to unbox it. So yeah, 2 seconds.
A few moments later.
I'm going to pretend like I got some tools and did this very carefully, like some archaeologists when I unearthed something very valuable. In reality, I just pulled really hard at the cellophane over here, and it came away. So we're all good. We can continue. There's a few more bits in this than just the book, and before you ask, yes, this will likely just go and sit on a shelf somewhere once I've had a perusal, and probably won't get that much use. However, I do like this idea of having what will be my studio with everything in it being like a curio shop for gamers, right? Just being full of all these various different things and knickknacks, and you know, and I just want it to be this thing where everywhere you look there's something new and cool and interesting, and you know, kind of variations on a theme. But that in effect is the contents. There's an interesting texture to that, actually. That's not gloss as you might expect. That is very much kind of like a rough, almost like a textile texture, apart from this bit and that bit. It's going to be upside down, unfortunately, because I don't have the ability to have you look at it the same way as me. So I might have to just flip it, and you know, either you look at it upside down on your screen and look weird doing it. And I'm sorry. I'm going to have to do... This is going to get very personal. I'm going to have to do this because I did this with all new books, right? It's a nerd thing, but... yeah, like that. Good new book smell. Now, I don't normally go in for books like this. I find that they kind of end up being a bit bland and just endless pages of concept sketches with not a lot of difference between them. But of course, Cyberpunk is different. It's not an original IP that CD Projekt Red came up with. This was actually an original RPG game by a guy called Mike Pondsmith, meaning there's all this lore and everything else that sits outside of the game that you wouldn't know unless you're already familiar with that subject matter. So there's a lot here that's going to explain, for example, the conflict between Militech and Arasaka, and everything else that goes on, and just adding those details that's really going to bring the kind of universe alive. And I'm interested to see, having read through this, whether I then find, you know, kind of Easter eggs and little details that enhance my playthrough and go, oh yeah, that's from the original game, but you wouldn't know that had you not kind of delved into it a little bit more. Another thing I really like about this, apart from the artwork and the incredibly high production detail on it, is that towards the end there is actually an interview with one of the main characters from Cyberpunk. She's back there, and we can go and have a look at that with Rogue in just a little bit. But as you can see, that the book really kind of mirrors the actual the game itself. You've got lots of detail, beautiful looking settings, and then just kind of these random, almost kind of borderline inappropriate, very trashy adverts all the way through. And yeah, it's really, really cool. Lots more detail. As you get towards the back, it switches away from the lore setting itself and actually then starts moving into the individual gangs components of Night City, which is really, really cool. I like this. I think that's probably something that's a little bit lacking in the game. Something that was missed was the precise motivations and all that of certain gangs, not all of them. But yeah, looking forward to kind of catching up with all of that and seeing how that works. And then right at the back there is a direct interview with Rogue, who obviously worked with Johnny Silverhand as rebels against Arasaka. So yeah, looking forward to what she's got to say as well. Let's have a quick look at what is in the, it looks like a folder. I'm just going to set this to one side. Hey you, welcome to the worst place to live in America. In this envelope you'll find a few items to help you feel more at home amongst the gangers, corpos, outcasts and cyberpunks, including temporary tattoos, Johnny Silverhand poster, vehicle postcards. Hang up your poster, slap on a tattoo, shoot off a postcard to dear old Ma and Pa, and settle in. Life is tough in Night City, but our little guide, it says out little guide. That's an interesting typo. It's supposed to say our little guide. Can set you off on the right foot. So again, set that to one side just for a moment. You have the temporary tattoos. There looks to be a couple of pages, and obviously they're going to be reversed because they need to be applied. But you've got the Valentinos, you've got the Animals, 6th Street Gang, Voodoo Boys, very cool. And then on the other side, Mox, and Maelstrom. Ugh, of all the groups in the game, Maelstrom, the ones that kind of creep me out the most. You got the individual vehicle postcards, so I'll hold this up for you guys to see. Hopefully you're capturing most of that. Very, very cool. Very pleased with all of that. Having ordered this, I thought we'll give it a go and we'll see what you guys make of it. And if you like it, that's great. Leave me a comment, let me know. And if it's not your sort of thing, that's fine. It's not an indication that I'm moving away from that sort of content. But what you will see among the Star Citizen videos is you'll see me dabbling with a few other subjects. And I've said to you guys before that I am not doing this for money or to try and to find myself another profession. This is not going to be my profession. I'm a hobbyist. I do this for as long as I enjoy it. I do this to build and sustain community, and I do this because I really enjoy it. So even if certain videos do really, really well, I'm not going to go chasing those views and those clicks and all that sort of stuff. But let me know what you think. This is the whole point of the comment section. This is me testing the water and seeing what you guys think. And if you like this sort of stuff and seeing me kind of unbox and talk a little bit about where I'm coming from as a gamer, then let me know. Similarly, if you want me to shut up and just go back to Star Citizen, that works too. You've been watching Trickers with Gaming Problems. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'll see you soon.